Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brittnee. Today we're going to make some more hot cocoa bombs. Hope you're not sick of them quite yet. 'Tis the season after all. A couple videos back, I showed you how to use the 3-piece hot chocolate bomb mold, which is really easy to do. Be sure to check out that video if you'd like more detail on that mold, including a great way to clean it. But in today's video, I'll simply show you how to use it to make some nice marbled hot cocoa bombs. So let's get to it. Here are the supplies that you'll need. A couple 3-piece half sphere molds, some candy melts. You'll want a lot of white and then any colors that you'd like to marble in. Silicone or plastic cups or bowls for melting your chocolate. You don't want to use glass because it can easily burn the candy melts. This is my favorite silicone cup set because they come in different sizes and are flexible, which is great for pouring. Along with those cups, I love to have a bunch of these mini straight metal spatulas on hand because they are great for stirring your candy melts. Some food-safe gloves. A couple of sheet trays and some parchment paper are always nice to have around. A small round cookie cutter is helpful to assist in assembling the bombs. And then whatever you like for your fillings. Today I'll use both the basic hot cocoa mix and marshmallow filling, and I'll also try out a fun white hot chocolate mix with Lucky Charm marshmallows and some edible glitter from Fancy Sprinkles. So to start, you're going to need 1 cup for white and then 1 cup for whatever color you're going to marble in. If you're doing 2 colors, you'll need 2 cups. If you're doing 1, you'll just need 1 cup, and then you'll need 1 extra empty cup to create the marble in. So I'm starting with white, red, and green. So I'll melt a decent amount of white and equal amounts red and green. So I'm going to melt each of these in the microwave for about 20 to 30 seconds, stirring in between, and that's on power level 10 or high. All right, all my candy melts are melted. Now we need to create the marble, and to do that, you actually do that before you put the chocolate in the mold. So that's where our extra cup comes in handy. I'm actually going to use the medium size instead of the large one like I thought I was going to use. And then what we're going to do is basically just layer each of the colors. White, then red, then a little more white, and then green. And then when you pour, that will do the marbling. One thing to keep in mind, that depending on what colors you're using, once the candy melts mixed together, it doesn't always make a nice color, so you can end up wasting a lot. So what we're going to try to do is make close to just what we need. And in the 3-piece mold, you can see where the fill line is. It's about, that much chocolate in each one. So for the first round, I'm going to just make about enough for these 3 cavities, and then I'll do a fresh layering for the second mold. Now, if you were to just be doing 1 color, well, 2 colors, 1 with the white, like red, once they end up mixing, it becomes a little bit more like a pink color, and you can reuse that. Or if you're doing green and white alone, then it'll make light green, but red and green together and white isn't the nicest. So anyway, I'll show you how to layer the candy melts now. I'm just going to pour a base layer, enough to reach across the whole cup. I like to use a spoon for this part, for the secondary colors, and basically just going to drizzle it in like this, back and forth. The pattern doesn't really matter. You can do around in circles or back and forth like that. And then to separate the red and green so it doesn't make an ugly mix, you'll put a layer of white, and then you'll move on to your second color, just like this. And this is also where you can experiment to see what your preferences are, how much white, how much of the colors, and the results, will be different kind of every time. That's kind of what makes the marbling fun. I'm wondering if this is enough to do the 3 cavities, so let's try this out. Actually, I'm going to layer just a little bit of red on top so that our first pour has some color in it. All right, now into my clean mold, I just pour the marble up to the fill line. And as you pour, you can swirl or try to mix and see what you get. I'm going to tap it real quick to get out the bubbles and see where I'm at with the fill line. And then I'm going to squish in the middle layer piece, just like this. And then lay on the 3rd piece, flip it over, and give a nice press, making sure the whole mold is full of chocolate and it goes all the way to the bottom. Now you can already see kind of what the pattern looks like. The first pour is always the most saturated, second one a little less, and the third one less than that. Which is why it's nice to refresh the marble in between molds, just so you can pick which side is your favorite, if you like the darker ones versus the more blended style. So I'll set this aside and we'll do the second mold. I still have quite a bit of this, but I'm just going to layer on top so we get some really dark, fresh red and green. So let me just grab these. And those ones have a lot of red in them because it was the top layer. So this time I'll put green on the top, just so there will be a variety on each. Get our mold. I fill them the exact same. I really overfilled those ones, but it's okay because when they set up, this edge will just break right off. Okay, so now I'll pop both of these molds into the fridge for 20 minutes and unmold them for you. All right, now let me get my gloves on and we'll see how these turned out. I will show you how to unmold them. So, flip it over. I like to take off the top one and use the plastic to pull the chocolate out, like this. So here's the first one. I like the red and green marble. It's very candy caney. There's that one. I'm just setting the shells aside on a sheet tray with parchment. This one's the first one I poured, which always tends to be a bit darker. And see how the extra, you just break it off when you unmold them. And then this one is the most mellow. It's the last one I poured. Okay. Have to set this aside to clean it. Same thing with this one. Oh. Now if you're having trouble, if the plastic is peeling off like this, or you can't get it out, you can grab into the sphere. Okay, so this came out without it, and what you do is grab, the chocolate is slippery. You've got to loosen it from the mold. There we go. And you just kind of spin it in the sphere like that. This one's cool, green. Oh wow, this one's really mellow, but it's like a good mixture between the two colors. And then, wow, I really overfilled it. There we go. Just break it off like that. Now, if you're more of a fan of this more saturated, really dark color versus the mellow, I'll show you how you can pour them to have more of your shells be that style. All right, so to make sure each one is a little more colorful, I'm going to basically prepare each cavity separate. So I'll layer some white, and I'm gonna try some red plain, and then I'll do some green plain just for fun. So I'll layer white and then layer on some red. And then a little bit of white. Since I'm only doing one color, I don't have to fully cover. And then drizzle on the red. So this will just be for one cavity. And I'll fill it up to the line if I can get the chocolate out. Okay. And that's full. And I'll just repeat that again. And then this time I'll add in some green as well. So I'm going to do white. This is just an experiment, by the way. I'm going to do the drizzles really small, thin. And I'm going to add red right on top of the green going the other way, but I'm not adding a ton. And we'll see if they mix too much. And now, I regret doing the white on top. Don't do it. It ruins the marble. But the red and green turned out good. They're not too mixed, and you can see both of them really well. So we'll try another one like that in this mold to be the pair of that one. So start with a little more white. Thin drizzle of green. I'm just going to pour this out and do just green in these two. So to assemble the hot cocoa bombs, I put a sheet tray in the oven at about 190 to warm up. And I've got my hot cocoa mix, the marshmallows, and what I'm going to use this little cookie cutter for is to hold one side of the bomb while I'm filling it. So I'll start with this one. I just take the first shell and warm the edge, get it a little bit melty, not too melty or you'll lose the shape. Then I'm going to give a generous scoop of the powder, add in the marshmallows, and then warm up the second half sphere and then set it on top. I use 2 fingers to line up the half spheres, and I give a gentle press. And then with a clean finger, I just clean off the extra chocolate while it's still fluid and seal in any cracks there may be when I've placed them together. And the hot cocoa bomb is done. So I'm just going to carefully set it to the side. Now, I didn't really mention it before, but when I paired these up, I did the ones that had the most green together, the ones that were mellow together, the plain red, the plain green, and the darker one, the 2 halves, just so they would match. So you can see they each partner up with the one they look most alike with. That's how I did it. Anyway, now I'm going to switch over to the other filling. So I have the white chocolate, hot cocoa, Lucky Charm marshmallows, and then I have pink and blue edible glitter. It's actually called, it's fancy sprinkles, but it's called prism powder. And of course I link all my supplies down in the description if you are looking to buy anything. So I fill this the exact same way. I want to be quick with all these filling elements. I'm just going to give a tiny little scoop of blue and a tiny little scoop of pink. So line them up, gently press down to seal the bomb, and then clean. And set it aside. those are some easy marbled hot cocoa bombs for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new. If you did, please let me know by liking the video below and leaving me a comment. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, today's the day. If you'd like to see some more holiday videos, just click on this playlist. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.